Hey everyone. First, I hope you all are feeling okay. Second, I'm going to get the hang of this video thing. I'm used to blogging, as many of you know, so vlogging is different for me, but I'm going to get a real camera and I'm going to do this right, so bear with me in terms of that. But today I wanted to talk a little bit about traveling with inflammatory bowel disease or an ostomy. I'm headed to Washington, D.C. for Digestive Disease Week 2015. You might see the hashtag DDW on Twitter or some other social media. So I'm headed there tonight, and it's brought up, well, this whole week actually, has brought up just a bunch of things that I need to prepare for and think about in order to make the trip a success, or at least make it so that I can survive it. I just want to preface it by saying some of the food things and some of the advice obviously doesn't pertain to everyone. I think many of us, or most of us, know already by now that one size fits does not fit all when it comes to inflammatory bowel disease. What I say in terms of food or preparations or clothes may not work for you. I'm just simply sharing my experiences. So the first thing I want to talk about is the issue of food. For me, I have an incredibly limited diet, and it's a constant reminder every single day about food. Before I was diagnosed, I never really gave it a thought other than I was a pretty healthy eater, but now, everything that I put in my mouth is analyzed, which, as many of you know, is really exhausting. So, and I'm sure all the really health conscious people are going to want to shut me off right now, but I found that non-chocolate candy like gummy bears and things of that nature have been a really great safe food for me. Yes, they contain sugar and they're not healthy, but they are a really good pick-me-up, and you can buy, little packages of gummy bears or whatever other type of candy you want, stick them in your bag or something and just sort of munch on them and have people not really notice you're eating, but it might just give you that burst of, energy or something that you need to get through the day or, whatever event or place that you are. The other thing is, I know a lot of people, or some people I guess, have issues with dairy, and whereas milk and some forms of dairy are not great for me at all, I have found a yogurt protein drink made by Dannon. It has only like 150 calories. It's really light on your stomach. It's jam packed with protein and fiber and calcium and all the other good stuff. So I'm going to be bringing that with me. I'm going to call ahead, make sure I have a refrigerator so I can use that. Some other things. I recently started drinking Shakeology, and just again, I'm not a Beachbody coach. I am not here to sell you anything. These are all just my experiences. I really want everyone who comes across anything I do to know that if I'm endorsing something or speaking highly about something, it's because I personally love it, use it, and find it helpful, not because I'm getting paid or getting any kind of benefit whatsoever. So in terms of Shakeology, some of you may have heard of it. For those who haven't, it's a shake pretty much. It's something that's powdered that you pour usually into a blender. You mix it with ice, either water or milk, and a lot of people put different types of fruits and veggies and other things. It's really a very make your own kind of thing, but having one scoop or one package of that Shakeology has a ton of prebiotics, probiotics, vitamins, minerals, just a lot of good healthy things. And because it's liquid, I find it to be a little bit safer for me, at least. I'm always worried about blockages, so especially when I'm away, I find that if I stick with liquid things, I just mentally just feel better. So the Shakeology and the protein drinks, again, you have to find the right one for you. I've experimented with a ton of protein drinks and meal replacement supplement type drinks, and you have to really like it, otherwise you're not going to drink it, as I'm sure you know. I mean, I've tried Ensure and Boost and a bunch of other ones, and they're all okay, but I really wanted to find something that I actually enjoyed, because I know that actually putting it in me will be beneficial. So again, it's really very much trial and error, much like a lot of things that IBDers deal with. Fatigue is another thing that I struggle with enormously. When we have these events, they tend to be, starting right, at 8 o'clock breakfast, and we have, sessions and events, and it's also, you need to be on, as you know, a lot, I mean, for people with a chronic illness, it's hard to be on and smiling and your hair's done and your makeup's done and you're wearing nice clothes all the time. We're very used to, or at least a lot of us are used to, getting dressed nicely and doing things we have to do, and then kind of retreating back to sort of recovery mode, I guess I should say, for a day or however long you need it, in our pajamas, not worrying if our hair looks good or our makeup's on or contacts are in or anything like that. So that's always, fatigue and keeping my energy levels up has always been a huge issue when I'm going away, because I also feel pressure and, the anxiety of the unknown and just everything like that. It just really takes its toll, in addition to not really being able to eat normally and not being home and not being close to my own bathroom at home, and all this stuff that I think a lot of you really understand already. The packing too, for me, I'm a very, very slow packer, so I've sort of learned to start maybe in the beginning of the week if I have someplace to go at the end, start trying on things. My weight fluctuates all the time, as I know is the case with a lot of people with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis. Weight fluctuations just wreak havoc on my mental state, because it's not like I can say, oh, I want to wear this dress and then just pack it. I have to check the size, I have to make sure it fits, depending on if I have an ostomy or if I had a different type of surgery. I need to make sure that it works with whatever situation my body is currently in. So that takes a lot longer than I think the average person would. So packing, I have a permanent ostomy, so I try and think about the situations I'm going to be in and what I'm going to be most comfortable in, and also try to look as good as possible. So for me, I found that dresses are wonderful, and since we're getting into the warmer months, it's a lot easier for me to deal with. And under my dresses, usually I wear a pair of my mom's actually biker shorts that she gave me. They're really, really tight shorts, and I wear underwear where I think it's like a tummy tuck type of underwear. Not exactly sure what the name of it is, but I wear both of those things, and that keeps my ostomy really tight against my stomach. So even if, knock on wood, God forbid there's a leak or something, at least I know that things are close to my body and the bag isn't just sort of flailing around underneath my dress or my skirt or anything. I also try and think about if I'm going to be eating, because then my ostomy is going to be filled up, and will it matter if it fills up? Am I going to have easy access to the bathroom? And later on, tomorrow night, I have a web chat to do with Jansen and some other IBD advocates and GIs, which I'm really looking forward to. And I want to be able to completely focus on that. So I know that I'm probably not going to be eating until after the web chat, because I don't want the bag to fill up and I don't want to deal with it. So these are just things that I think about, and I figured I'd share them with you, because in case you're thinking about them and you think you're the only one who has anxiety going to new places or meeting new people or anything like that, you're definitely not the only one. And the last thing I want to touch on in this video is just, I had mentioned briefly the weight fluctuations. I had, this inside joke with a friend that whenever we see each other, we look differently. And that seems to be the case a lot, I've noticed, with some of my inflammatory bowel disease friends. Depending on medication, surgeries, if you're in a flare, if it's hard for you to eat for whatever reason, the list goes on and on. We all look different sometimes, and it can be very upsetting. So for me, I try and just or I'm at least learning a little bit more to just embrace it and realize that the people that I'm going to be with and the people that I'm going to see don't care. They're just glad that I'm here, and if they expected me to be 90 pounds and now I'm 110 or whatever, then that's just what it is. And next time you see me, maybe I'll be, 20 pounds later. I really have no idea. But it is something that I know a lot of people struggle with when it comes to, appearance. We want to look good. We want to, especially if we were meeting people for the first time, that we want them to have the correct impression of us. And I think we get caught up a little bit in the numbers and how people expect us to look. And believe me, I am as guilty of this as anyone. So I just wanted to briefly touch on it. And I just wanted to say to anyone who will be attending and who is, worried about how they look or anything like that, I'm the heaviest I've been in years and years and years. And I personally don't care at all what you look like. I'm just so happy that you're gonna be there. And I know that nobody is judging me either, and it just is what it is. And I think that I really wanted to touch on it because I know that it's an issue for a lot of people. So that's pretty much it. I don't want to make this video too long. I'll be talking more about traveling and flying and other things. Thankfully, I'll be driving to this event, so it's be a lot easier. I'll have my own things. So anyway, that's pretty much it. You can always reach out to me at Marisa@journalingibd.org if you have any questions, and I will talk to you soon.